Brakathiya Yahweh, Brakathiya Yahushai, Brakathiya Yahweh, Brakathiya Yahushai, Brakathiya Yahweh, Brakathiya Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Chakudash. The blessings of the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone which you well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim, the Sadakim, that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. On the Priest Shaman, this week's topic is going to be entitled Pus Y Power. Right? Pus Y Power. What influenced this lesson? Well, I'm late in responding to this, but Captain Tazariak, there's a video, a clip of him put up by Sarnet, and the title is Captain Tazariak said, "The woman is the strongest thing in the Bible." WTF, right? So we're going to play that.
And then y'all talk about the women in the Bible. What is the strongest thing outside of God in the Bible? Above man or anything else? What is the strongest thing? Do y'all know? A woman. Yeah, so shut up with that bullshit. When you go in the first Ezra, stop. When you go in the first Ezra, the 3rd chapter, it says the only thing stronger on the planet than a woman is the Most High. So when y'all saying that, y'all like to cherry pick 2 or 3 scriptures where it talks about. I'm thinking in a second. Y'all like to cherry pick 2 or 3 scriptures when it talks about how bad a woman is. When a woman can be bad, a man can be bad. But the scriptures say a virtuous woman her price is above rubies. So you can't pick and choose and cherry pick what you want to do to fit your argument. We give one thing I love about that Bible, it gives the whole spectrum. It don't just talk about the goodness of either of us. Male, female. Israel is one of the most destructive forces in the Bible. And that's our...
All right, that was pretty much it right there. So we're gonna jump around from what Tazariak said. First things first. Let's read this, and we're going to get the definition of power, why I call this lesson Pus Y Power. And to Tazariak, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and 7. It says, "Wisdom is a principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy gettings get understanding." So if Captain Tazariak had a bit more understanding, he wouldn't have phrased the statement the way he phrased it. Do women have power? All right. Well, according to the definition, they do. Let's go to it. Right? So a definition of power, when I went to Google, is the capacity. I'll read the second one: the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. Right. So the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. Do women have that ability? They do, and they have that in abundance, especially here in the society and the way these things are run. And it's been this way for a very long time. As he quoted, all right, this is in the book of Ezra, the 4th chapter, when, there was asked what's the strongest of all these things. And then, Ezra would reply, pardon me, Zerubbabel will reply to the king, woman, right? He says, let's read at 12. "O ye men, how should not the king be mightiest when in such sort he is obeyed and he has held his tongue? Then the third, who had spoken of woman and of the truth, this was Zerubbabel, began to speak. O ye men, is it not the great king, O ye men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or hath the lordship over them? Are they not women?" Right. So what he's saying is that that a great influence in man's behavior stems from women, again, which is accurate. You want proof on that? Do a lesson on the Hebrew language and then do a lesson on women. See which one gathers more views and more eyes and more attention. The topic of women in general tend to have a very large influence on men as a whole. In fact, they have a term called influencers, right? And the most famous and popular influencers are women, and to the point where women could even make money and stuff off selling pictures of their feet. Even the AI bots, right? Fake AI of women is making a whole bunch of money, right? Which money is also a form of power because you could use that to influence people, behavior, what have you, right? So we see and reading about different forms of power. Where did Tazariak fuck up? Well, let's read. "Women have borne the king and all people that bear rule by sea and land. Even of them came they, and they nourished them up that planted the vineyards from whence the wine cometh. These also make garments for men. These bring glory unto men, and without women cannot men be. Yea, and if men gather together gold and silver or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty?" Also very accurate. A lot of people strive for success in this world to garner the attention and attraction of women. 19. And letting all those things go, do they not gape, and even the open mouth fix their eyes fast on her? And have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver, or gold, or any goodly thing whatsoever? A man leaveth his own father that brought him up, and his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembereth neither father nor mother nor country. By this also ye must know that women have dominion over you. Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the women? Yea, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and to steal, to sail upon the sea and upon rivers, and looketh upon lion and goeth in darkness. And when he hath stolen, spoiled, and robbed, bringeth it to his love. Right. So again, we going into the topic of the very influence of powerful influence women have. Mainly it's the pussy, right? Mainly it's desire to have sex with these women. And why do I say that? Because women are well aware that's what gives them their power and leverage. That's why they hold it out, right? If a man is pursuing a woman and he has sex with her, you see that the rate of which he's pursuing her drops significantly, right? That's why the title is called Pussy Power. It says, okay, reading on. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother. And yes, women do offer more things than just sex, but I'm saying it's a big advocate. All right, the thing between their legs is a big addition, as into why women are powerful. Right? If they didn't have that, men wouldn't, you know, spend so much of their time and trying to invest in that. Right? It says, yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes, which is accurate. Even men of the Lord, right? We had examples like King David, which is most famous, and women got us in this particular predicament we're in now, going all the way back to the garden, right? Because she was the one that was influenced by the serpent, but guess what? She also influenced Adam to go off, and that's what that sort of model has not changed until this day. You know, when Esau wants to push her agenda, they push it first on the woman push it on the kids, and then take away as much power as they can from the woman, right? Because they're very emotional beings. It says, many also have perished and have erred and sinned for women. And now do ye not believe me? It is not the king is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? Yet did I see him and Epime, the king's concubine, the daughter of the admirable Bardacus, sitting at the right hand of the king, and taking the crown from the king head and setting it upon their own head. She also struck the king with her left hand. And you see that too, like these mafia bosses, like a little girl, their daughter, or something that they have that they're interested in, will not treat them like this big fearful boss or whatever, you know. It says, and yet for all this the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. If she laughed upon him, he laughed also. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter that she might be reconciled to him again. You know, this is making me, you know, if you brothers have kids, you might have seen the movie Mario, Super Mario, the movie, without giving too much away, but the main villain has such great power to pretty much rule all these kingdoms, but all he wanted was the hand of a woman. That's all I'll say on that. But that same story, again, is played throughout many movies and throughout life scenarios, okay? I'm going to keep elaborating, and we're going to touch on where Tazariak went off on, right? It says, O ye men, how can it be but women should be strong, seeing they do thus? Then the king answered, looked upon another, so he began to speak of the truth. The truth. That's where Tazariak stumbled at. He didn't continue to read on, because the truth is more powerful. It says, O ye men, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high is the heaven, swift is the sun in his course. For he compasseth the heavens round about, and fetcheth his course again to his own place in one day. Quick little side note that proves that the sun is the one revolving around the earth, not the other way around. I continue on. Is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore great is the truth, and stronger than all things. Yahweh Shai is the truth, the light, and the way. And the truth is this. The truth is women were created to be in subjection to the man. The woman is the lesser being. If they're true, remember we talked about power. Let's go back to the definition. The capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events, right? So that means there has to be different levels to power, right? There has to be certain powers that you, you have the how would I say that you could all right, let me say it like this. The power that Yahweh Shai has, we have no say in the matter. But concerning a woman, as one brother stated, you have to let them have power over you. And that's the difference there. All right. In other words, there's things in the scriptures like the Most High, His Son, even man. All right, that can take away absolute power from you as an individual. Wherein woman, for the most part, is the power stems in what the man allows. Okay, so there's power there. Okay, it's great power. Okay, but there's far greater powers. All right, in the Bible, and that's where Tazariak erred. Okay, this is the Genesis. This is the book of Genesis 1:27. So the powers created men in His own image. In the image of the Most High created He him. Okay, so the powers, all right, the heavenly Yahweh Shai and the elect, rather, sorry, when they were creating everything, when they fashioned man, they chose to make man in their likeness. Okay, they didn't chose to make man in the image of the lesser, which is the female, but that of the male. It says male and female created He them. And how can I back that point up? We jump to Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. It says, and the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and the powers said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a help meet for him. So the woman was created in service to the man. Okay, so truly the way the order of things is set up is the man has more power, okay, than the woman. And in fact, this world that we live in is still a man's world. All right, the elites, they're not feeding to that shit you're talking about, the Zaryak. They very well know, as much as the bullshit that they spreading out there, speaking about, this, girls run the world and propping up Beyonce and all that shit. That's a facade. At the end of the day, this world is run by men. Okay, if the world was run by women, it wouldn't go too long. You can't have a society run by emotions. Eventually you'll get conquered. So men today still run this world. Okay, more covertly, I would say, than just blat out just saying that. They try to sugarcoat shit, whatever, to please these women. But at the end of the day, the elites, the upper echelons of families, trust me, they have an hierarchy, and they know, everything stems to the seed and the loins of a man. So yes, do women have power? That pussy power is accurate. It's true. All right, it has influence over a lot of things we do. It makes us go off. It makes us run out our wits. It makes us do all types of crazy shit as men. Okay, but at the end of the day, the way the Most High set things up, there's a hierarchy of things. He did not put woman right below him. Okay, and let's go into that hierarchy, if you will. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 55. That's not 55. I'm tripping. Ephesians 5:22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your husbands as unto the Lord. See that? So a woman, a wife, her husband is her Lord, not the other way around. Okay, this is why Sarah called Abraham Lord. She understood the hierarchy of things. Okay, that one is the greater vessel created. Okay, the book of Genesis, the 3rd chapter, tells us that a woman's let me read it real quick so I don't misquote it. Genesis chapter 3 verse 16, right? Let's go to it and we jump back. Genesis 3:16 says, unto woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. See? So the natural course of things, the natural hierarchy of things is Yahweh Shai, the man, and then the woman. Okay? And then the woman. All right? Because men do have power. According to definition, Yahweh Shai does have power, and Yahweh has power. Okay? And as you go into the hierarchy of the definition of power, the higher you go, the less you see that you could act out your own will. So the power that Yahweh Shai has You can't say, you can't refute anything that Yahweh Shah and Yahweh have set in place. All right, at their level of power, there is no free will. They're dictating everything we do and say. Okay, but as you move less and less into the hierarchy, it really comes down to more of how much power you're gonna let this person have over you. All right, or this entity have over you. Yahweh Shah, Yahweh have absolute power over us. Okay, we're in a woman. Okay, that's optional. Okay, now let's jump back. Um, Ephesians 5:22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your husband as unto the Lord, for the husband is the head of the wife, even as Yahweh Shai is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body. See that? So that's the hierarchy of the way the Most High wants things to be. And then in fact, somebody put it on comment boards, that same video. Somebody said if woman is the greater than or whatever, the greatest thing under the Most High, as Tazariak said, then why do they seek a man for protection and provisioning, right? Why do they seek a man for security? Even when they have money and all that, they still want a man, okay? Because in their spirit, they know that's what they should be going after, you see? It says, therefore, as the church is subject unto Yahweh Shai, so let your wives be to their own husbands in everything. And this is the quality of what they call a high value woman, right? Um, because value is relative, right? And value is subjective. Okay, value is a supply and demand thing. Um, is a woman having a career and all that type of shit? Is that in high demand? A career, making a bunch of money, to a few, all right. But what is in greater demand? All right, a woman that is subjective, that holds her subject onto her husband and doing say as her husband tells her to do. Okay, very similar to a man that subjects himself onto Yahweh Shai and do exactly as Yahweh Shai wants us to do. You see, so that's the parallel there. Okay, both sides. All right, a man that will ultimately try his best to submit himself onto Yahweh Shai. All right, is just as is not just as I'm sorry, is very valuable, and the equivalent to that for a man and a woman is a woman that is able to hold herself fully subject onto a husband, again, which is rare. Most of these women are rebellious, most of these women are combative, most of these women want to be their own boss and do all this type of shit, and they think and they create their own value. They say that I'm a high value woman, I'm a this type of woman, when they're not the ones that's the buyers. The men are the buyers, right? They dictate the market. They dictate what your value is, right? And them boss babes and all them ratchet bitches, men of value don't commit to them or give them, that ultimate form of commitment, if you will. Okay, they might get dick, yeah, whatever, but like I said earlier, once you have sex with them, the majority of that power is gone. All right, and men know that. Okay, that's how come these super high value men, women have absolutely no power over them at all. Why? Because, well, let me not say it like that, but less power than the average man, right? Because they hold a lot of leverage. Okay, now don't get it twisted. Like we read in Ezra's, you can have very powerful men that still run out of their wits for women. Again, wars are fought over women. Okay, you got Ishmael strapping bombs to himself, blowing himself up in these wars with America because he refuses to give up his 16-year-old virgins. You know what I'm saying? So women definitely hold a great deal of power in society in this world. But to say that it's second to the Yahweh is completely not in the Bible, okay? That was his own fucking words, what have you. Jeremiah 13 and 22, 31 and 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter of the Lord? Oh, Slakia. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. So this society that we in, when these women have all this power, is relatively new. Okay, if you go back throughout history, it's never been this way. Okay, and again, it's a false sense of power, right? We know at the very top the elites are all men, but this false sense of power created, all right, and all this liberty and all that stuff given to these women was to fulfill future prophecy. And what have they done with it? What have they done with their power? They squandered it, and the so-called white man being a serpent that he is, it was really never to give the woman power, but rather to break up families. Okay? It wasn't truly to empower women and all that. It was to tax women, get them in the workforce so we could tax them. Okay? Then set up things like welfare to destroy Israelite communities, right? Because look, when you take a father out the house, a father provides more than just financial stability. Okay? So this stuff was done by design to destroy unique, but the women are so easily manipulated. All right, they got the very, the mind of a child really sometimes. Um, that they think that this was for our betterment. Yeah, we're working now. I'm my own boss. Da, 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 da. But what is it benefiting you when you're fucking 60-year-old with 60 years old with two pets and all that money, dying alone miserable? See. So note as Aryak, women are not more powerful than men, nor Yahweh Shah, nor the Most High. They do have power, but mainly again, that influence comes down to a lot of the sexual desire and urges that men have that women placate upon. Okay, but society is run and built and operated by men. Okay, the infrastructures that we see, these businesses, all that is done by men. Now, can they be manipulated? Can they be brought to a piece of bread by a woman? Absolutely. You look at Jonathan Majors, right? Most recently in the news. He was the actor playing Kang. A woman lied on him. Say she assaulted. Well, let's say like this. The woman, he got an altercation with a woman, and whose sides they take? They take the woman's side. They take the woman's side. Don't you know? A woman could call the cops, and you could have all types of marks on you, beat up and all that. They'll take you in as the man. So this is what the society has given them, But when you go back to the scriptures, it's not supposed to be this way. When a man and woman get divorced, she shouldn't be taking the kids and half you got, especially now that they make their own money. But guess what? This is how this society is set. Is this how the Lord intends things to be? Absolutely not. Because in the kingdom of heaven, things are going to go right side up. Right now, things are upside down. Now, that was a future prophecy concerning a woman being ahead of the man. Okay, but here's another future prophecy, Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. So we spoke earlier about value, right? So why would 7 women be taking hold of one man? Because when all hell breaks loose, and shit hits the fan, just like they show in you movies like Leave the World Behind or I Am Legend and all that, people are gonna kick back right into their natural gender roles. And the gender role that is natural is the one we read about in Genesis the 3rd chapter, when a woman should be subservient to a man. When Russia invaded Ukraine, prior to that happening, the woman in there in Ukraine was, yeah, we are home boss and feminism and all this type of shit. That first fucking missile hit, they was in the kitchen cleaning. Because when all hell breaks loose and guns firing and all that shit happening, people kick into their natural roles, all right? And when all hell breaks loose, a man of the Lord is going to be desired, man. A man of the Lord, when Yahweh Shem Yahushua give us that power again, that influence to do things in the world, all right, the spiritual power, when all hell is breaking loose and we're being protected by the Heavenly Father, women are going to cleave to a man, namely an Israelite man, saying, we will eat your own bread and wear your own apparel, only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. See that? So right now, yeah, women have the leverage and shit, whatever, they on their OnlyFans and they fucking on Twitch, drinking some milk with a cat ears on, getting millions of dollars just doing that shit. Dumb shit, because they have that particular leverage in the world. But when all hell breaks loose, and that will come to pass, Jacob's trouble, ain't no man in his right mind gonna be seeking for some fucking woman for protection, man. And oh shit, she's the most powerful thing, right under the Most High. Yeah, right. When all hell breaks loose, let's see how that plays out for you. See? 1 Timothy 2:14. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Right. So again, a man has a more powerful mind than the woman. It's why? Because it's not rooted or governed by emotions. Okay, men are able to think logically and reason. All right. When women, not only do they think emotionally, but they can't even control their emotions. I'm not even saying all men could control their emotions, but we have a better time at handling than women do. So we make more sound and logical decisions, which logic goes back to logos, right? which means reasoning. So that right there lets you know who's the more superior of the two creations, right? The one that's able to rule their emotions, okay? So yeah, in closing, yeah, women have pussy power and they could, we do things for our women and we go out our way for a woman, but at the end of the day, in terms of hierarchy, they're not above a man, they're not above Yahweh Shai, and they're definitely not above the Most High. So I hope brothers are edified. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachak Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim to Sadakim, that do this thing in that most truth and sincerity. Shalom.